Okay.
All right, so today we're working with Irving, and he has fun chasing the cats. And to help him learn how to stop chasing the cats, what we want to do is this thing called counterconditioning. So we want to break down all of the elements of chasing the cat, or what the cats are doing to trigger him to want to have that impulse to chase, and teaching him to be still and calm. So one of the things that is a trigger for him is hearing their collars. So I have one of their cat collars with me. So we want to be introducing him to all of the different parts. So I want to walk through this so you can have this as a video to refer back to. So I'm going to first work with the collar alone. And I'm going to make, first it's going to be a very little noise, so he's as calm as possible. And for being calm, he can be sitting, laying down. At least he's not moving. That's the goal. Sitting and laying down is perfect. He'll get a treat for being calm. And then I'm going to make it harder. So I'm going to slowly make the collar louder and louder to get him to have the desire to kind of run, but I'll give him treats for being calm. Once you can get the collar to be really good, then you move on to the next step. That will be working with your spouse or your partner to, one person keeps him on a leash. This is just to prevent him from taking off. It should be loose. We don't want this to be holding him back unless we need it as an emergency. If he all of a sudden bolts, we have it to prevent him from running, but otherwise we keep it nice and loose. So have someone go upstairs and push the doors around and get the cats to be moving while he's farther away. Distance will equal calmness. So the farther he is from the cats, the easier it is for him to build up that self-control and impulse control. And then eventually we'll work to getting the cats downstairs where he's able to watch them walk away around, maybe further away, like in the kitchen, while he's down here and you have the leash on and you're giving him treats for being calm. So you're slowly working on building the elements together to the point where he learns that when he sees the cats, eventually he's down here, the cats can jump on the couch, and he's calm and being very good. You don't want to progress to the next level until he's really successful. You want to see probably at least 5 times of him being very successful with wherever you're at. So say with a collar, you want to get to the point where you could be shaking this and tossing it around and he doesn't move about 5 times in a row before you move to that next level. Okay, so let's begin. Give him a treat. Sorry, I forgot he's not a good catcher. Okay, but notice that he's now he's a smart, very smart dog. So he's already starting to make the association that, oh, this noise is equaling getting treats. Another level that you can add to this is take one of the collars and have communicate with your husband or your wife, whoever's watching the video at the time, and have them go into the other room with the collar and ring it over in another area where he's not expecting it. That way he knows, okay, when I hear this sound, even if it's not right in front of me, now the element of surprise is occurring, where then you can be working with the treats. A great method to do something like this is to use a number system so the dogs don't learn to associate a specific word with hearing the collar. So for example, you could say, if you're working with Irving and you have him on a leash and you're just sitting down for a while, I would wait maybe even 10 minutes with him on a leash so he doesn't associate this with just beginning training. And then have your husband or whoever in the other room and say like 7. When you say 7, have him ring the collar. That way you are triggering him, but the number 7 represents any number that he can then make the cat collar noise, and you know to give him a treat for being good and staying calm. Next time you can say 9. But if every time you're like, okay, or ring the bell, or whatever you're going to say, if he hears it enough times, he'll start to associate that and he'll know that that's about to come next. So you want to keep him at the element of surprise so he is able to hear the cats upstairs normally without taking off. So let's do that a couple more times. I'm going to grab a couple treats. This is probably his favorite part. It's like, oh, this is easy. I like this game. So I'll get the leash on me, give him a treat. Now it's important for him to make the association that when he hears this, the cat collar, that he's getting a treat. When you're in this training mode, you don't want to give him treats for other things in this moment, because then he's going to associate that he can do whatever other behaviors instead of just having to be calm and good. Good. Notice how his ears perked up a little bit more, and that's partially because I'm hiding it, so he doesn't have the visual connection, which is a new thing for him. See how he's getting more excited? He's starting to think, oh, the cat's maybe over there. Come on over here. Sit. Okay, so what I did is I just made it quieter so he could handle that. I'm glad he did that because it's showing kind of what to do when he starts to get a little overexcited. Just make things a little easier. Okay. Good. So I just made it a little bit louder that time. And I would encourage you to do this for maybe 5-minute time periods. You don't really want to spend too much longer on this overall. So spend about 5 minutes. It's better to do this maybe twice in one night, a total of 10 minutes, than to do this try to do it for like 30 minutes. Good. Awesome. All right, so we'll conclude the video here, but this is essentially what you want to refer back to use counterconditioning to help him stay nice and calm. Again, remember that if he does get too excited, just dial it back, make it easier so he can be successful, and try to get to that point where you have about 5 successful attempts at one level before moving to the next harder level. Okay?